Everybody, it's Nicole coming to you live from the Soul Change studio, and I just wanted to do a card pull for the week. I know we're midweek, it's Wednesday, but I think that it's an opportune time to check in and see how we're doing. So I'm just going to ring the singing bowl. This is just to clear our energy and to create a sacred space. So it seems to me that people have been in quite good spirits lately, even though many people are being forced to stay home and to do some social distancing, which for any introverts out there, this is just a lovely time because this is what you would rather be doing anyway. And for you extroverts, it might just be a test. It might be a little bit harder to sit around, to do less. And yeah, like you may find that you're having more energy than the people around you, and that you're trying to get them going and they're not going anywhere. So be patient with yourself. So for today's card pull, I'm going to pull cards from the Earth Magic deck. This deck is by Stephen Farmer, and it's quite a lovely deck. I've already shuffled them quite well. Again, shuffling the cards helps to clear any other energy off of the cards. I was asking the question, what do we need to hear for this week? What do we need to hear? What do we need to know? And today, I'm actually just going to split the deck. So I'm just going to, oh, that wasn't much of a split, was it? It's kind of funny. I'm going to pull 3 cards today. Okay, what have we got? It's kind of ironic that I pulled a full moon card when it's the new moon. Interesting. I also pulled the Island or Solitude card. And the third card is Wind, Activation. I don't know what it's been like in other parts of the country or in the world, but aside from today, it's been quite windy here in Kamloops. So all really powerful cards. We'll start with the full moon card. And just as it always happens to me when I'm doing energy work, I start to get really warm. I didn't even turn the heat on in here today, and the energy starts moving and I start to get quite warm. I don't know. I wonder if anybody else out there experiences that. You let me know. I do already know the answer. All right, full moon. Completion. Every 29.5 days, Grandmother Moon shines bright and full in the sky, illuminating the landscape with her muted brilliance, casting a delicate canopy over the sky and the physical features of Earth. Having gradually etched her way over the last 2 weeks to fullness, she now stands like a guiding beacon in the light. She has completed this round of her perpetual and periodic monthly journey and will now start her slow but steady retreat into the shadow, which is where we are now. In this card, we see the grandeur of the moon at its peak, blazing brightly and creating the silhouette of a tree. This beautiful orb reminds us that all cycles have their time of completion and fulfillment, one that will inevitably be followed by a decrease until yet another cycle is initiated. You can now take pleasure in knowing that whatever you've been working toward has now reached its culmination. It may have been a relatively brief cycle or a much more extensive one, yet regardless of the length of time, you have arrived at the stage of completion. Let yourself feel the contentment and satisfaction of this accomplishment. It is like when you take a deep breath and reach the point where your lungs are pleasantly full and your body is ready to release that breath. It is important to not only enjoy this completion, but also to let go and allow yourself to relax afterward, just like exhaling slowly and consciously. People are much too eager to rush to the next item on the agenda without giving proper time and space to appreciating and honoring the natural cycle of release that follows a point of resolution. Give yourself that time to relax and rest before tackling Spirit's next assignment. So I think this is a card of hope. I think this is a card that says all things come in cycles. And even the situation that we find ourselves in now, where we are isolating, where we're distanced from other people, where restaurants are closed and the normal things that we would do in our everyday life are put to a stop. This isn't going to last forever, my friends. You've got to enjoy it and make the best of it while you can. And I know you're probably starting to hear this message all over the place, but are you really listening? Are you drinking more alcohol than normal instead of doing things to really nourish your soul? Are you actually taking this as a break? Or are you using this as an excuse to continue with bad habits? Is this forcing you to think a little bit more? Is the ego voice in your mind starting to go wild? This isn't going to last forever, and it's an opportunity to look inside and see what's happening in your own mind. And if you don't like what's happening, you need to do something about it. You cannot run away from this, the things that are happening in your own self. If you're not feeling good right now, I hate to say this, but it's a choice. You can choose to fight it and push it away and, stuff your face with things that are going to give you the certainty of taste and satisfaction and pleasure, or you can face what's going on inside of you and decide how you're going to move forward. So that's my message, along with the full moon card. It's not going to last forever. Make the best of it. This is the dark time. This is the time of holding the breath. But when that full moon comes, we can release. And it goes on and on and on and on and on like this. Whew. Island, solitude. The solitary tree on this island, surrounded by the glassy sea, can evoke different feelings depending on one's perception and beliefs. The tree, which is in full blossom, stands out amid the relative starkness and is illuminated by a beam of light emerging from the otherwise dark sky. It's an elegant reminder of how even in what might appear to be relatively barren circumstances, there is still beauty and growth. Although an island like this can be a metaphor for isolation or desolation, the thriving tree proves that even in the harshest of environments, there is life. We can see the tree's spider-like roots spreading out along the rocks, seeking nourishment from the moist soil. The sense of peace and solitude depicted in this image provides nourishment for the soul. You need to take some time for solitude, preferably in silence. Spend the morning, afternoon, or even the entire day by yourself, completely unplanned and unstructured. The bombardment of your senses by the noise and intensity of society leaves you on alert far more than is necessary. The vibration of millions of people's worry and fear throughout the world can impinge upon you and greatly affect you if you do not honor your need to pull back from time to time. When you have passed through any self-constructed barriers to enjoying the quiet peace of solitude, it will serve you best if you simply observe the thoughts and emotions that pass through you, especially those that cause shortness of breath or a quickening heartbeat, also known as anxiety, just for the record. Remember that isolation is experienced not by choice, but out of fear. The feeling of isolation is experienced out of fear. When you decide to spend time with yourself in solitude, however, you are choosing to once again find and connect with who you really are. And who you really are is a brilliant being of light, a shining star. You are always in the truth of who you are, but it's what you choose to focus on that brings that up out of you and puts it in the forefront. Are you stepping up to the truth of who you really are? Ooh, this is a powerful card reading today. Oh my gosh. All right, our third card, wind activation. Kind of excited. What does the third card say? Wind. The various currents of air that circulate on our planet can be gentle enough to tickle the hairs on our arms, or so fierce that they destroy man-made structures, as well as trees and other vegetation. Wind moves the air to circulate the atmosphere and keep it from becoming stagnant. When there's no movement, the atmosphere feels somehow heavier. Gentle breezes help cool the land and pollinate flowers, whereas more tempestuous winds can snap tree branches off and stir something deeply within us. More violent winds can create temporary chaos with their ferocity. No matter the degree of intensity, wind will activate us. In this image, the breath of the god of wind stirs the sea and rearranges the sky. Let me get that without a glare for you. As this occurs, the weather shifts. The effects, even in this small area, send ripples throughout, blending and dancing with the water and the sky. It activates the atmosphere, and the world feels more alive when there is wind. The lethargy you feel is the result of a lack of activation. In other words, something that stirs your senses. This could be anything from walking outside, feeling the breeze on your body, or inhaling the different aromas that nature herself provides. Or it could be finding the pleasure in a warm bath that helps you release the tension and stress from your mind and your body. Music may activate your hearing, which sparks the pleasure centers in your brain. Art may activate your emotional responses. The touch of another human may activate a deep need to be physically held in some manner once again. Just pause there for a moment. If you don't have a person that you can hold right now or who can hold you, you can hold yourself. You can rub your own arms. You can, give yourself a little squeeze. You can imagine the person that you love in your arms as you hug yourself, just for the record. Now is the time for action. Engage in some activity and be fully present so that you forget about your surroundings and enter into that timeless and multidimensional experience of union with the focus of your creative attention. Let your physical body be active. Movement alone, whether quietly dancing by yourself or hiking up a nice big hill, will require you to be as present as possible in your body. Enjoy. And I know a lot of people are getting really active at this point, going out for walks and enjoying the fresh air. So many more people on the trails than I'm used to seeing. It's just lovely. It's almost, my husband said, it's almost like a utopian world, and it is. It feels like that. My advice to you moving forward into the weekend is don't lose that. And if you haven't gone outside for a walk yet, go for a little stroll. Just go to the end of the driveway and back, for goodness sakes, but get yourself out and keep moving. Whether that means doing some yoga at home, there's so many amazing videos out there right now. or whether that's, you know, doing a physical workout. There are some fitness videos online right now. My good friend Dina at Oxygen Yoga is doing a lot, like 3 a day live videos. She's amazing, so full of energy and super fun to do her workouts. Going for a walk, going for a run, you know, playing soccer, or I'm going to throw the lacrosse ball around with my son this afternoon. You know, doing things that get your body moving and get your blood flowing. You've got to move. Movement is going to change your physiology. So this is my little reading for you, my little Wednesday reading for you on March 25th, 2020. And I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Coming up, I am going to be doing once a week a Sunday live session. I haven't decided if that's going to be Instagram Live or Facebook Live, probably Facebook, because I know more people on Facebook. It'll be a live video. We'll talk about different funny things that happen in the week, and things that remain the same and things that changed through the week. I'm going to keep it nice and light, and I'll also have a short yoga practice with time for a little bit of a more meditative or maybe even a guided visualization at the end, just something to move you forward into the following week with a good sense of where you're at, and just a chance to connect with me and with others. Yeah, as always, if you need anything, I am offering Reiki distance healing. If you're interested in getting a session with me, basically you lay down at home, I tune in, I draw all of my symbols, and I send you Reiki for about 45 minutes. And then we have a conversation either right after or preferably the following day when you've had a chance to think about your experience. And then, yeah, we have a discussion. I tell you what I saw, what I felt, and you tell me what you experienced in the treatment. And it's quite lovely. It's actually surprisingly, it's almost like we're together. So if you're interested in doing that, you know how to get a hold of me. You can email me at yoursoulchange@gmail.com, or you can simply make a comment below this video. I will talk to you very soon. Namaste and blessings all around. Have a great day.